Hello, I'm Jing and I'll be presenting Premature Pragmatism, and I am a sophomore in high school. What do you want to be when you grow up? How many of us have been asked that question? One that no doubt almost every teenager has had to face ever since the term teenager was created. One that every high school teacher is preparing you to answer as you compete with millions of other peers for opportunities that will guarantee you a successful future. In The Catcher in the Rye, we follow Holden Caulfield, who has been expelled from high school and proceeds to wander the streets of New York, during the process of which he is pushed off of a cliff into adulthood by his peers, by his teachers, and by every person that he tries to make a connection with. They all urge him to settle down, go to college, and decide what he wants to be, all at the young age of 16 years. The average life expectancy in Italy is 83 years old. Let's consider that for a minute. Holden is yet through a quarter of his life, and yet he is expected to know what he aspires to become. This is premature pragmatism, coined by Charles Sanders Peirce, and what J.D. Salinger, the author of Catcher in the Rye, explores. In The Catcher in the Rye, Holden represents us as a people. The expectation that is placed on Holden is the expectation that we face. The expectation to be better and to work constantly. Premature pragmatism is largely defined by the act of being overly practical way too soon. And it is seen in our modern education system: AP, SAT, IB, ACT, and the list goes on. All of these organizations are preparing you for college. And that's great and all. I mean, preparing for your future is advisable. However, this pragmatic way that we view the world has created a hustle culture, a mentality that emphasizes pressure and constant work to get to the top. Forcing students and pressuring them to make every action, every hobby, and every step they take to ensure that they will have a better future. This system creates overworked students, making them work overnight until with rising rates of anxiety, amnesia, insomnia, depression, and suicide. Let's consider this. I'm sure all of you have seen China's Gaokao, my home country's national final exam that is infamously hard. In this exam, you study day in and day out on subjects of mathematics, Chinese, science and humanities subjects, and a foreign language. I personally have not needed to take this exam, but I have many friends who did. They all explained to me how strict their routines had to be, how difficult it was to prepare for this exam. And the results show this is not only in China. There's also Korea's Sunig, or Italy's own Maternità. And we have seen how suicide rates have skyrocketed. China's suicide rates of children 15 to 19 has increased to 3.34% and 6.64% in Korea. As well, this guarantees your future, they say. However, entry-level requirements seem to become higher and higher as the goalpost to gain success becomes further and further away. BBC states that the unemployment rate currently in Britain is 5%. Now, that may seem small. However, Britain's population is around 68.9 million. 5% of that is 3,000 million and 500. Imagine that. Imagine how difficult that is. Premature pragmatism is largely defined by how it stifles creativity and innovation. And how it creates resume builders and test takers instead of true innovators. In The Catcher in the Rye, Holden finds his dream to sit on a rye field and to watch the children play and experience life and catch them if they fall. the ultimate Peter Pan. And this is what I believe our generation can be. Stop for just a minute and find out what you enjoy without the fear of ridicule, to act, to experience, and to live. Also, don't be afraid to try and to do, to act, and to experience life in its fullest. After all, if you follow this overly pragmatic way, you will be working until you're in your 20s and you realize that you've burned out. I believe that our generation can help break this system and protect all future generations and our current generation's mental health issues. Stop and experience. After all, you don't even have to be academic for these activities to be relevant. After all, the next big book that recontextualizes literature won't come from someone who is dispassionate of their work. Stop for just a minute and truly find out what you enjoy. After all, if you won't create anything if you are dispassionate about your work. Thank you.